arrest me. I don't want us to have it. I told you where the vehicle is.
The truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us details of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
To be part of history that is being made in the commission in Edo State, because a democratic process is in place. Section 94 subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022, campaigning in public by every political party shall commence 150 days before polling day and end 24 hours prior to the day of election.
Special Security Squad launches manhunt in Edo State to address insecurity over arrest 20 persons in major operation.
Zoom that ACP. Remove your hand. Remove your hand and let them zoom it. Area commander, now you be.
We have seen the spate of killing in Edo State, and he took it upon himself to announce to the world, to announce to Edolites, to announce to everyone that the killing should stop.
Residents commend federal and state government for reconstruction of Benin-Agbo Expressway as construction work is in progress.
Praise our president. Well, he cried for us. We say, as they do this road, so make God bless and make continue to do them. He go rule us until each when God go tell and make come out. No be person power.
Well, you know this too bad, but thank God for the government. They are the government of the state. They are trying now. Since the road, they are constructing the road. I think after the road now, it will be much better for.
I'm happy because before we don't need to pass here, our vehicle used to spoil. Buy tires, repair tire rod, downlink and the rest. I'm happy that the work has started.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on BeeTv Major News at 6, reaching you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital. I am Gosgift Omone. Now the news in details. The Special Security Squad Operation Flush Out Kidnappers and Cultists, set up by Governor Monday Okpebholo to keep Edo State safe, has arrested over 20 persons in its first operation in Benin City, the state capital. BeeTv News Best Orator has details.
ACP. Oh, it's like that. Make you zoom the DC. I bet zoom that ACP DC. Remove your hand. Remove your hand and let them zoom it. Area commander, now you be. Follow.
Places raided on Tuesday, July 15, 2025 include Isiho, Igosa, Oluku, all in Ovia Northeast local government area, Ibiwe, Lagos Street in Oedo local government area, and other notorious hideouts of criminals. Many suspects were arrested with drugs, dangerous weapons, and other incriminating materials. Speaking after the operation, a member of Edo State Special Security Squad against cultism and kidnapping, John Adewale Esehaigbe, commended the move made by the governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, for establishing the squad, which he said will go a long way in reducing the criminal elements perpetrating evils in the state. He noted that the squad will continue to clean up the state and make it safe for everyone.
Let me first of all commend the executive governor of Edo State. It shows that he's caring and endearing. It shows that, precisely speaking, is a man that is particularly given to peace and against conflict. We have seen the spate of killing in Edo State, And he took it upon himself to announce to the world, to announce to Edulites, to announce to everyone that the killing should stop, must stop, and it will stop. So he unleashed this special task force against cultism and kidnapping. And today is our first instance to the street. And we made a lot of arrests, a lot of endearing and emboldening arrests. And you can see for yourself, like you, the pressman, you notice what we have done all the way from Ugbowo down to town. They are all in the vehicles, the arrests we've made, the drugs we took, the ammunitions we took, and everything we have taken. I think this is coming to stay, and we'll particularly make sure it stands.
Following the recent killing in Edo State, Governor Monday Okpebholo took it upon himself to announce to the state, nation, and the world that the killing in Edo State must stop, thereby constituting the special squad. The squad commenced operation on Tuesday and made several arrests. Mr. John Adewale Sekhaigbe explained that they made several arrests, found drugs, weapons, and other implicating materials. He said the raid was not only about cultism, as they are also looking for drug peddlers, kidnappers, as these crimes are interrelated, adding that they are doing it to ensure that Benin City is safe. He also noted that Governor Monday Okpebholo gave the marching order to ensure that armed robbery, kidnapping, cultism, and other social vices that are bringing disrepute to the state become a thing of the past. Other member of the committee, Eribo Emanta, said the raid and sealing off of a hotel at Isio is not wish hunting, but a move to keep the state and its citizens safe. Amieleme Idemudia Noah also said the exercise has shown that the governor is ready to keep the state clean, as he is pained over the killings which have been denting the image of the state.
It's not all about cultism. We're also looking for drug addicts and drug peddlers. We're also looking for kidnappers, and they are all interrelated. You can smell where your mother sell onions and your father sell garlic. They are all interrelated. So we have to make Benin City safe for us once again. I grew up in this town, and I'm still in this town. Until recently, he became something else. So we have to clean the streets of all social vices, whether cultism, armed robbery, kidnapping. The governor has said enough is enough, and it's time to make Benin safe. Maybe because the reason for the seizure, the sealing, is just to invite the proprietor of that hotel to come to the government house, and they've been intel from security operatives for them to come and explain their own parts. Because when we got there, it was like a hideout and a place for drug peddling and so many other. So all you need to do is come out and say, this is my hotel, this is what is happening around. It's not something personal.
The governor is pained of this unreasonable act of killing, cultism, and insecurity in Edo State. And for that reason, he has mandated everybody, not just this team alone, but the general public. So if you see something, please say something. All meaningful Edo citizens, it's no longer time to hide secrets or be afraid of these persons. They are human beings like us. We thank the executive governor of Edo State, Senator Monday Okpebholo, for giving this opportunity, because he treated this issue with mercy. And I believe that's why everybody, we are all gathered here to join him in this battle. The governor has said enough is enough to criminality.
The Edo State Special Security Squad against cultism and kidnapping is made up of the military, police, Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, and other sister security agencies. Hunters, vigilante groups, and repentant cultists, among other critical stakeholders in those states, are also members of the squad. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
The Edo State Independent Electoral Commission has fixed July 11, 2026 for the conduct of local government elections across the 18 local government areas of the state. BeeTv News Freeman Osawe reports that the chairman of the commission, Mr. Jonathan Aifo-Bohan, made this known during a press briefing in Benin City. The report is presented by Best Orator.
Announcing the scheduled date for the local government election in Edo State, the chairman, Edo State Independent Electoral Commission, Mr. Jonathan Aifo-Bohan, said the commission will on November this year meet with the various political parties to give guidelines and also conduct party primaries, including resolving existing issues. He said February 2026 next year, campaigns by various political parties will commence. Also, May 2026 will be the deadline for the submission of names of polling unit agents for the election to the electoral officer of the local government area by political parties.
To be part of history that is being made in the commission in Edo States, because a democratic process is in place. Timetable and schedule of activities for 2026 local government election. Serial number 1, Wednesday, 16th July 2025. Activities for that day. Publication of notice of election by EXEC, this commission. Remark, Section 28, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022 provides not later than 360 days before the election. Serial number 2, Tuesday, 3rd November 2025. Activities, meeting with political parties for the election guidelines. Serial number 12, Saturday, 27th June 2026. Activities for that day. Publication of notice of pool by EXEC, that is this commission. Remark, Section 44 of the Electoral Act 2022 provides for not later than 14 days before the election to publish notice of pool. 13, Thursday, 9th July 2026, last day for campaigns by political parties. Remark, Section 94, subsection 1 of the Electoral Act 2022, campaigning in public by every political party shall commence 150 days before polling day and end 24 hours prior to the day of election.
Mr. Jonathan Aifoboha further said on Saturday, July 11th, 2026 will be the date for the conduct of the election across the 18 local government areas of the state.
Saturday 11, 2026, date of election. Remarks, Section 103, subsection 3 of the Electoral Act 2022 empowers the Commission to appoint dates for local government election not earlier than 150 days.
The Edo State Independent Electoral Commission, ETSEC, is constitutionally empowered to conduct local government election in various states of the country. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Residents and motorists plying the Benin-Agbo Expressway have expressed gratitude to the federal and state government for the ongoing rehabilitation work on the failed portions of the road. BeeTv News Osaroge Agwebo reports that the residents and motorists, however, appealed for a swift completion of the reconstruction work to make the road motorable.
Rehabilitation works on failed portions of the Benin-Agbo Expressway running from Rama to the bypass have improved the interstate road, which was previously in a deployable condition and is now transformed with sand filling, granite laying, and during construction, enhancing smooth vehicular movement and safety for travelers and residents. According to the engineer handling the project, the reconstruction work is being executed by the federal government to ease vehicular movement. Some residents in the area appreciated the federal government and the Edo State Governor, Senator Monday Okpebulu, for coming to their rescue, stating that the road's prolonged deployable state had caused significant hardship to them and their businesses, especially for motorists plying the road who were always visiting the mechanic workshops.
We praise our president well. He cried for us. We say, as they do this road, so make God bless and make continue to do them. He go rule us until reach when God go tell and make come out. No be person power.
Well, the road is too bad, but thank God for the governor. They are the government of the state. They are trying now. Since the road, they are constructing the road. I think after the road now, it will be much better for us.
I'm happy because before we don't need to pass here, our vehicle used to spoil, dry tires, repair tie rod, garlic and the rest. I'm happy that the work has started. We made a finish.
I did before, it did frustrate you, but recently look at the past where they go show, she will start for more than 1 hour. They don't see, but I thank God now they don't do one and may God bless our government.
The residents appealed for a swift completion of the reconstruction work to make the road motorable.
You very appreciate it. As the South America give the power, they finish them because this road very bad now. There is no, I just be happy.
When they complete and they use quota for the road, you let the motor pass.
The Benin-Agbo Expressway is a significant road connecting Benin City and Agbo in Delta State. It also serves as a route to other parts of Nigeria, including the northern and eastern regions. Osarogie Agwebo, reporting for BeeTv News.
The presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the 2023 general elections, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, has resigned his membership of the opposition party. Atiku tendered his resignation in the build-up to the 2027 general election after admitting to the formation of a coalition party, the Alliance Democratic Congress. The resignation was communicated in a letter dated Monday, July 14, 2025, addressed to the chairman, PDP Jeddah Ward 1, Jeddah Local Government Area of Adamawa State. The copy of the letter was shared on X by the Special Assistant on Media to the former Vice President Abdul Rashid on Wednesday. Atiku said, as a founding father of the PDP, it is indeed heartbreaking for him to make this decision. He, however, said he finds it necessary to part ways due to the current trajectory the party has taken, which he believed diverges from the foundational principles the party stood for. He wished the party and its leadership all the best in the future. The Federal High Court in Lagos has discharged and acquitted former Ekiti Governor Ayodele Fayose of all charges in a long-running 2.2 billion naira money laundering case brought against him by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. Justice Jeku Aneke, in a ruling delivered Tuesday morning, upheld Fayose's no-case submission on the ground that the EFCC had failed to establish a prima facie case warranting him to enter a defense. Fayose had faced trial for several years over allegations of money laundering and financial misappropriation during his time as governor of Ekiti State. The court said the prosecution failed to link the defendant to the alleged crimes in a manner that warrants the court to call upon him to open his defense. The former President Muhammadu Buhari was on Tuesday buried at his residence in Daura, Katsina State. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu led dignitaries from all walks of life to the state funeral of the former president. BeeTv News Favor Kolawole has details.
A large crowd of mourners gathered to bid the former president Muhammadu Buhari farewell in Daura residence in Katsina State. Remains of the former president Muhammadu Buhari was wrapped in Nigerian flag while final prayers were offered by the graveside. Gunshots were fired as a mark of honor for the former president and commander-in-chief. Chief of Defense Staff read the citation of the former president. The national flag was handed over to a family member. The body of the former president was lowered into the graveside by 5:50 p.m. yesterday. 8 of the former president, including some of the ministers, his traditional rulers, and former service chiefs, extort some of his virtues and legacies.
You can see clearly that at the time we came, it was extremely difficult. But to the glory of God and to the leadership he provided, we were able to contain these explosions and we were able to push the Boko Haram to the islands, the Lake Chad Islands, the so-called Tumbus, you know, and that was where it was, you know, when we left. So I think he has made significant contributions.
When it came to the issue of security, he does not allow us sleep. He always gets information ahead of us, and he will call and say, so thing is happening at so place. What is the situation? Then you know that he's propping you to look into that area and make sure that there's peace and security.
Muhammadu Buhari, his name is synonymous to integrity. One may argue if he doesn't know him, but for those of us who interacted with him physically and for several years, there is no doubt that his name is synonymous to integrity.
Has already been institutionalized by God, and the nation cannot write its history without him. Based on looking at the military era and the civilian era, and the monumental inroads he made from multi-party political development in the country. It's a big loss, taking into consideration what he has contributed to the development of this nation right from his early days to the days when he was elected as the president. Indeed, he has played a big role in uniting Nigeria and bringing a lot of developments.
This is the end of an era for a respected leader, statesman, and patriot. Favor Kolawole reporting from BeeTv News.
Commuters have been advised to be vigilant against pickpockets, who often target crowded areas and unsuspecting passengers to steal money and other valuable items. BeeTv News Osaroge Akwebo reports that some residents in Benin City, including those who have fallen victim, gave the advice stating that pickpocketing is common during this rainy season, especially when it's raining and vehicles are scarce and commuters are struggling to board available ones, providing opportunities for pickpockets to operate.
Anytime you want to enter a bus, just be careful and make sure that you hold your pocket very well.
Pickpockets are individuals who steal valuables such as money, phones, or wallets from people's pockets or bags. They often carry out their criminal activities in crowded areas or public spaces without the victim's knowledge. Residents in Benin City condemn the trend, wondering why anyone would seek to harm others, describing the act as wicked. They advise commuters to be vigilant against pickpockets, especially in crowded areas and public places, to always keep a close eye on their valuables. Other residents who are falling victims to pickpockets said the trend is common during the rainy season, especially when it is raining and commercial vehicles are scarce and commuters are struggling to board available vehicles. Pickpockets easily see the opportunity to operate.
What I just discovered that anytime you catch such a person, just hand over it to policemen so that you cannot take law into your hand.
It's very, very wrong for somebody to take something when it not belong to him also. But for me, best I can even advise somebody that if you want to even hold like this phone now, if you hold your phone now, so that if you want to enter a bus, maybe the phone can be full that you don't know. So if you have to enter a vehicle, you have to search yourself well, make sure say your phone and everything, your money, all your wallet is very safe to you. So, but that pickpocket is very, very bad for somebody to do it for your fellow brothers and all, for your fellow neighbors. It's very bad.
My advice to public that whenever you catch such person, you take it to you inform the police. You inform the police, or you take it to the nearest station.
The residents also appeal to law enforcement operatives to be vigilant and apprehend anyone who looks suspicious of pickpocketing, stating that when commuters fall victim, they usually suffer financially and emotionally.
But if you catch somebody like that want to do a pickpocket also, so once you hold it ready, so you have to hand over it to the nearest security there, so that they know what to face. So the person will know what to face for the search.
It's very, very wrong. I think that we look into it. If it is security, we have to find security about it.
Though one could not tell who is a pickpocket, it is advisable for commuters to be vigilant at all times and be cautious of their valuables. Osarogie Agwebo reporting for BeeTv News.
Activities resumed across offices, financial institutions and schools nationwide on Wednesday following the conclusion of the one-day public holiday declared by the federal government in honor of the late former President Muhammadu Buhari. The holiday observed on Tuesday was announced by the Ministry of Interior to allow citizens mourn and reflect on the legacy of the late statesman who died on Saturday at the age of 82. Buhari served as Nigeria's military head of state from 1983 to 1985 and later as two-term civilian president between 2015 and 2023. On Wednesday morning, normal operations resumed across major government establishments, banks, the private sector and academic institutions. In Benin City, traffic volumes returned to regular levels as commuters headed to workplaces and schools. Banks opened to customers with full staff strength and commercial activity picked up in business area as residents returned back to their daily activities.
He's an human being. We cannot condemn him. No man is perfect. I felt for him I wish the family the best. They should take heart, but returning to work is something of joy.
Rest in peace to our president, our former president.
Although I feel so bad about our past president, Muhammad Buhari, and also that does not stop us from carrying out our daily activity.
The federal government has not yet announced additional commemorative events beyond the public holiday, but flags remain at half-mast across official buildings in line with national mourning protocols. Gift Omone reporting for BeeTv News.
The indiscriminate parking of commercial drivers around major roads in Benin City have raised concerns amongst residents who describe the lawless act as a defacement of the city center and a major traffic issue that should be urgently addressed before it worsens. BeeTv News Osaroge Agwebo reports that the residents advised the government to establish a well-structured law enforcement unit to apprehend drivers engaging in disorderly conduct.
Indiscriminate parking on major roads in Benin City, particularly around the city centers, Ring Road, New Benin and Sokpomba Road, has become very common as drivers recklessly drop off and pick up passengers without regard for traffic regulations. Despite the Edo State government's efforts to regulate this behavior through various task forces, the practice persists. Some residents express concern over the situation, describing the lawless act as a defacement of the city center, as a major traffic issue that should be urgently addressed by the government before it worsens. They said a more professional approach, such as establishing a well-structured law enforcement unit to apprehend drivers engaging in indiscriminate parking with fines imposed on offenders, would help curb the menace, alleging that the persistence of this trend is due to illegal collection of money by the already existing task force from drivers instead of enforcing regulations.
The government has the right to bring sanity into parking spaces. If they want to really enforce it, they can do it, because it's still these government officials, whether directly or indirectly or cohorted staff, that collects peanuts from there and allow them to park indiscriminately by picking passengers.
The thing has become a thing of concern to all citizens of the state, especially this axis of the city, this ring road. You know, the way the bus drivers and some other motorists park here is not ideal. It doesn't take good of this city center. I mean, the beauty of the place is being diminished every other day. But I don't think the approach the government is using to address this issue is appropriate. Because most of the people you are seeing carrying stick and whatever they are using to pursue the drivers around, they also have buses. They have people that give what they call priority to load in the city center and offload passengers, which is not fair.
Their parking is illegal. That leads to traffic congestion here and there. Not only here in Ring Road, generally. The carnage is too much. The incessant illegal parking they do around Benin Metropolis is illegal. It's not good. So government should look for a way to actually figure it out. And the people in charge.
The residents also advised the state government to mandate that the Central Park be the sole operating point for commercial vehicles and to create more designated parking areas in other areas not near to the Central Park, noting that it would also help put an end to the menace of indiscriminate parking.
I think that was the major reason the Central Park was built, to decongest the ring road so that all buses can move to the Central Park. That is the only way this menace can be solved. If not, it will persist for a very long time.
If some are punished for committing offense, others will now learn from there. And that is another point of decongesting it.
That introduction of war against indiscipline, something like that can come up. It will work, though it was military era. But the thing is that I don't know if it can work in this democratic era. There should be serious-minded people, not just anyhow people. People that are ready to risk sacrifice and let us take up discipline as a serious issue. So by doing that, it will work. They are human beings, they are not spirit.
Indiscriminate parking poses a serious road risk, especially to pedestrians, and disfigures the city's appearance. It is hoped the government will swiftly take action to address the disorderly conduct. Osaroge Agwebo, reporting for BeeTv News.
Tragedy struck in the quiet community of Binde, Riom local government area of Plateau State. The attack, which has left the community reeling, is just the latest in a wave of violence that has claimed more than 73 lives in the area since September. Eyewitnesses' accounts from survivors paint a grim picture, stories of narrow escapes, families torn apart, and homes reduced to ashes. BeeTv News Favor Kolawole has more.
The attack occurred in the early hours of Tuesday around 3 a.m., with residents awakened by sporadic gunfire and flames engulfing their homes. Confirming the tragedy, Riom local government chairman Baturi Sati Shua said the community has been under siege with over 73 lives lost to banditry in the area since September.
Though they started showing some signs before that time, and of course we made some moves to see that there are security men from Sector 6 with 2 gun trucks. And I was satisfied that my people are well protected. But I discovered that about 21 souls, lives, have gone far beyond the sun.
The Bering Youth Mother Association also confirmed the incident. Its national president, Dalio Solomon, alleged terrorist infiltration and a breakdown in security intelligence, while urging government authorities to act decisively.
The Fulani grazing their cows, because that is what they usually do. Their modus operandi to attack villages and communities is to come massively, with their cows, and then of course the attackers will pin down, and the cattle will go back. And that was the exact thing that happened last night.
The former Senate's minority leader, Senator Simon Makon, visited the grieving community, renewing calls for the creation of state police and citing the failure of Nigeria's centralized security system to safeguard vulnerable population.
Day in, day out, people are being killed. The terrain is so porous. And that is why some of us have argued that we need a state police in this country. If we don't have state police, we'll continue to have this problem.
Residents who narrowly escaped the attack shared harrowing accounts of violence.
As a woman, I am not happy. Women are becoming widows. Children are becoming orphans. I am calling on the president as the chief security of this country. He should do something.
Sincerely, it is very sad and unfortunate that up to today, these things have not come to an end. You have just witnessed, you've gone around together here, you've seen the dead bodies yourself. 27 people lying down. Okay, you've seen the corpses yourself. 27 people. This is very sad.
The general officer commanding 3 divisions, Major General Folusho Oyinlola, also visited the scene, promising an increased security deployment to foster further attacks. As the death toll rises, the fear grips the community. Many are left questioning how long communities like Binde will remain unprotected and how soon Nigeria will take decisive steps to end the cycle of violence. Favor Kolawale reporting from BeeTv News.
And the federal government says it's committed to rebuilding the Northeast region through strategic and people-focused infrastructure. During an assessment visit to Maiduguri, the Minister of Regional Development, Abubakar Momo, praised the Northeast Development Commission for what he called visible and practical progress in delivering key infrastructure projects that align with President Bola Tinubu's renewed hope agenda. The reports.
The Minister of Regional Development, Abubakar Momo, arrived in Maiduguri to see firsthand what the North-East Development Commission is doing on ground. His first stop was the Benue State Government House, where he met with the Deputy Governor and other top state officials, commending the collaboration with the Commission.
We are here in Borno State, particularly in Maiduguri, to see for ourselves the activities of the North-East Development Commission, which is one of the establishment under the supervision of the ministry.
I want to appreciate the President through you that our state government remain committed to ensuring that the renewed hope agenda implementation in state levels are in high gear in our state and other states in Nigeria.
The visit then moved to one of the most significant projects executed by the NEDC, a newly constructed 45-kilometer road network connecting Koshebe, Zabamari, Gosuma, and surrounding communities. These roads are not just physical connections, they are lifelines for communities that rely heavily on agriculture. The Jerry Bode houses, known for its farming activities, now house a better access to markets and services, potentially transforming the local economy.
Full of praises for the management and the board of Northeast Development Commission. This is all what the Renew Hope agenda of Mr. President is all about. That is to promote the economic activities of the rural community.
The minister also inspected other critical projects, including housing unit, schools, and healthcare centers. Some completed, others still ongoing. He emphasized the President Tinubu's administration remains committed to rebuilding communities devastated by insurgency, stressing that the Renewed Hope agenda is not just a slogan, but a promise in action. As the minister wraps up his visit, the message is clear. Federal and regional cooperation through bodies like the NEDC remains crucial to healing the wounds of the past and laying the foundation for a more resilient Northeast. Sohe Osemeki reporting for BeeTv News.
And you are still watching BeeTv News at 6. We'll be right back.
Congratulations to His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Edo State, on your victory at the Supreme Court. The Coordinator General, ASAN for ASA Global Support League, Dr. Elizabeth Okoruwa Okoje, popularly known as Dr. Ojugo, felicitates with you, Your Excellency, on your threefold victory at the Tribunal, Court of Appeal, and Supreme Courts, respectively. Your Excellency, your victories are testament to the visionary leadership which has been characterized by your unwavering commitment to the welfare and prosperity of Edo people. As a proud daughter of Esa land, I am very excited to acknowledge the numerous achievements of your administration in a very short time. As a medical practitioner with over 25 years of experience, I have the privilege to run a thriving practice in 2 locations in New Jersey, United States. Your Excellency, let me reassure you of my commitment to giving back to the society as a way of collaborating with your administration so as to improve and drive positive change in our dear healthcare system in Edo State. I urge opposition leaders in Edo State to join Governor Monday Okpebolo in the task of reinventing Edo State into the state of our shared dreams. Signed, Dr. Elizabeth Okoruwa Okoje, popularly known as Dr. Ojugo, American-based medical practitioner and Coordinator General, ASAN for ASAN Global Support League.
Welcome back. A call has now been made for the integration of gender perspectives into sustainable peace building and conflict resolution. This was the focus of the 3-day conference in Lagos on the localization of United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 and Women, Peace and Security Agenda, organized by the West African Network for Peace Building.
Adopted in the year 2000, the UN Security Council Resolution 1325 underscores the disproportionate impact of armed conflict on women and girls while affirming the critical roles in peace processes. Now localized as a national action plan and implemented in 16 states, this workshop organized by the West African Network, Peace Builders and Global Affairs Canada seek to develop an action plan for Lagos State.
Lagos State is joining the states that will be having state action plan at the end of this, and what it means is that the peace architecture of Lagos State will recognize and find roles for women in the states.
These 3 days, I really look forward to, supporting, our other local civil society organizations, the religious leaders, faith-based organizations, the community leaders, the security sector, to understand what the United Nations Security Council Resolution 1325 states.
Despite lingering cultural and structural barriers, the forum aims to amplify women's voices and ensure they are no longer sidelined in critical decision-making spaces.
Ample awareness needs to be created that women are not second-class citizens, but rather they have the views, they have the perception, their needs should be considered when we're looking at issues that pertains to their well-being, particularly in the areas of peace and security.
By the end of the workshop, stakeholders hope to develop a practical, inclusive action plan tailored to Lagos State, ensuring the localization of UNSCR 1325 moves from dialogue to implementation. Soher Osemeki reporting for BeeTv News.
A land dispute between two neighboring communities in Adamawa State has erupted into violent conflict, leaving a trail of destruction and displacement. The crisis, which began as a disagreement over farmland ownership between residents of Rigande and Chobo, with just 3 kilometers apart, has spiraled into chaos, with reports of attacks allegedly initiated by residents of Chobo. BeeTv News Favor Kolawole completes the report.
The crisis is said to have begun with a disagreement over ownership of a piece of farmland between residents of Rigande and Chobo, two neighboring communities separated by 3 kilometers. Tensions escalate into violence, with residents of Chobo allegedly launching attacks to Rigande.
Akwai cases guda biyu na batun land dispute.
There are 2 cases about land dispute. It is a case of encroachment, not a case of land ownership.
The fierceness with which the Chobo community responded has raised a lot of questions in our minds. And we think that it's up to the government to find out exactly what they had in mind. Because you don't come out with such powerful weapons and such large numbers, and their movements were coordinated, which means they've had training.
The violence have left many residents homeless and in distress.
Here is my house. From here they pursue me, burn all of my food, my water pumps that I used to do the farming, and destroy my house. I have no place to sleep now. Even rain can fall now for here. If I find any leather, whether hanging under a tree, I go stay. Because I can never leave my ground just like that.
They have descended on us with heavy and powerful weapons. You can see they have burned houses. Even the initial thing that human being can need, like food, and so many essential issues we don't have. Like yesterday, we witnessed about 2 dead bodies. And the previous one on Monday, which happened on Monday, we had like 4 deaths and casualties.
More than 2,000 displaced persons are currently taking refuge in makeshift camps and with relatives in nearby Gwawana community.
The situation here is pathetic because they don't have food, no water. You can see the shelter doesn't even have mosquito net, and it is rainy season now.
In response to the unrest, Governor Hamadu Umaru Fintiri has imposed 24 hours curfew across the entire local government area to prevent further escalation and restore order. Community and traditional leaders are urging for a thorough investigation and prosecution of those responsible for the violence. The Adamawa State Government, Security Agency, and humanitarian organizations are now under pressure to act swiftly to prevent further bloodshed and displacement in the region. Favor Kolawole reporting from BeeTv News.
And now heading to the business world, where the Association of Nigerian Aviation Professionals has called on the Minister of Aviation and Aerospace Development, Festus Keyamo, to expedite the formation and inauguration of governing boards for all aviation parastatals in Nigeria. Let's now join BeeTv News' Faith Ojo for details of these and more from the business world.
The Federal Airport Authority of Nigerian Board, inaugurated over 6 months after members were appointed by President Bola Tinubu, is chaired by Dr. Umar Gandude, with Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria Managing Director Olubumi Kuku serving as Vice Chair. The board also includes representatives from the Ministries of Justice, Defense, Tourism and Aviation, alongside professionals from the Nigerian College of Aviation Technology and Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria Legal Department. Association of Nigerians Aviation Professionals General Secretary Abdulrazak Seidu emphasized that forming boards for other aviation agencies is necessary to address corruption, restore transparency, and enforce accountability. He also criticized the previous administration under former Aviation Minister Senator Adi Sirika for failing to inaugurate any agency boards during his 8-year tenure, despite appointments made by former President Muhammadu Buhari. Association of Nigeria Aviation Professionals reiterated the need for the current administration to establish functional boards across all aviation agencies to enhance discipline, promote due process, and strengthen sector oversight. The association called on President Tinubu to take immediate action in this regard to safeguard aviation governance and national interest. Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria and Customs collaborate to remove Nigeria from Financial Action Task Force grey list. The Federal Airports Authority of Nigeria and Nigeria Customs Service have commenced a strategic collaboration aimed at removing Nigeria from the Financial Action Task Force grey list. The partnership was announced following an inspection tour of the Lagos Airport International Wing by Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria Managing Director Olubunmi Kuku and the Control General of Customs Adewale Adeniyi. Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria deployed e-gate systems and advanced screening technologies to boost security and streamline passenger facilitation. The agency is also reinforcing compliance measures related to currency declaration, requiring passengers to declare amounts above $10,000. Designated rooms have been established at airport terminals for this purpose. The Customs Service is automating its currency declaration processes and it's working towards integrating its forms with passenger arrival and departure documentation managed by the Nigeria Immigration Service. The initiative is also aimed at improving trade facilitation, reducing the number of officers interfacing with passengers, and fostering a more secure and efficient border management system. Nigeria Immigration Service launches digital combined expatriate resident permit and alliance card. CERPAC portal ends physical application by August 1st, 2025. The Nigeria Immigration Service has launched an online portal for the electronic application and processing of the combined expatriate resident permit and alliance card, aligning with federal effort to modernize immigration operations. Applicants who have purchased but not yet submitted their physical combined expatriate resident permit and alliance card forms are required to do so by July 31st, 2025 or risk forfeiture of their application and any associated payments. Applicants who have purchased but not yet submitted their combined expatriate resident permit and alliance card forms are required to do so by July 31st, 2025, forfeiture of the application and any associated payments. Organizations and individuals managing expatriates are advised to ensure all pending applications are completed before the deadline to avoid service disruption. Combined expatriate residence permit and alliance card serves as a residence permit identity card for foreign nationals residing and working in Nigeria. It is typically valid for 1 year and renewed upon expiration. Adosa Microfinance Bank targets national license digital expansion at 17th anniversary. Adosa Microfinance Bank has announced its plans to obtain a national banking license and expand its digital infrastructure as part of its strategic growth agenda. This announcement coincided with the bank's 17th anniversary celebration. Since its establishment in 2008, Adosa Microfinance Bank has supported Nigeria's micro, small, and medium-sized enterprises. The bank currently disposes approximately 5 billion naira monthly to over 5,000 beneficiaries. It was recently recognized as SME Bank of the Year by the Association of Small Business Owners of Nigeria. The bank has also launched a 10 billion naira commercial paper program with its first series raising 2 billion naira and achieving 160% oversubscription. It continues to expand its physical footprint with opening of its 26th branch in Oshodi, Lagos. Looking ahead, Adosa is set to launch Atlas Digital Solution, a digital banking platform aimed at improving accessibility, speed, and personalized service delivery. The managing director, Bayo Fabiyi, highlighted the bank's commitment to building a finance brand that is inclusive and future-ready. BeeTv News, Faith Ojo reporting.
And now moving to the global scenes, where Donald Trump says U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi should make public any credible information she has regarding Jeffrey Epstein. Also, Thai woman arrested for blackmailing monks with thousands of videos after sex. Let's join BeeTv news correspondent Harmony Abafor for details of these and more from the global scenes.
Donald Trump says Attorney General Pam Bondi should release any credible information on Jeffrey Epstein. Trump defended Bondi's handling of the case, saying she's handled it very well and it's up to her to decide what credible information to release. Trump questioned the fascination with the Epstein case, calling it sordid but boring, and saying only really bad people, including the fake news, want to keep something like this going. Jeffrey Epstein died in a New York prison in 2019 awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. A Department of Justice and FBI memo found no incriminating list of clients and no credible evidence Epstein blackmailed prominent individuals. Despite this, some of Trump's allies like House Speaker Mike Johnson continue to call for transparency. Thai police arrested a woman, Miss Golf, for extorting nearly 385 million baht from monks by using explicit videos and photos taken during sexual encounters. The scandal, involving at least 9 monks and over 80,000 fowls, has intensified scrutiny of Thailand's Buddhist institution. In response, the Sangha Council plans reforms, and the king revoked honors for 81 monks. The case highlights long-standing issues of misconduct and lack of accountability within the monastic hierarchy. The U.S. has deported 5 foreign nationals convicted of serious crimes, including rape and murder, to Eswatini, a South African kingdom. The deportees came from Vietnam, Jamaica, Laos, Cuba, and Yemen, and were described by U.S. officials as so dangerous that their home countries refused to take them back. Eswatini has not commented on their arrival. This follows a U.S. Supreme Court decision allowing deportations to countries other than their individuals' own. The Trump administration has broadened its immigration crackdown, targeting not only undocumented migrants but also those on visas, and seeking agreement with third countries like South Sudan and potentially Rwanda, Angola, and others to accept deportees. Cuba's Labor Minister, Marta Elena Feito Cabrera, resigned after claiming a parliament that there are no beggars in Cuba and that those seen rummaging through trash do so to make easy money. Her comments sparked widespread outrage among Cubans and were publicly rebuked by President Miguel Diaz-Canel, who warned officials against being out of touch with the people's hardships. Amid worsening poverty, food shortages, and power outages, her remarks were seen as dismissive and insensitive. The backlash led to calls for her removal, including Cuban activists and intellectuals, and her resignation was accepted by the Communist Party. And that is all for now from the global scenes. Harmony Abafor reporting for BeeTv News.
And now moving to the entertainment world, where renowned Nollywood actress and film producer Mary Remi Njoku has raised serious concerns over the quality and authenticity of pharmaceutical drugs available in Nigeria. The concern emerged following her personal experience with food poisoning while on a movie set. Also, Emeka Ugwonye, the legal representative for May Edochie in her divorce proceedings against her estranged husband, Yu Edochie, has officially withdrawn from the case. Let's have details of this and more from the entertainment world.
According to Njoku, she initially self-medicated using Imodium, an anti-diarrhea medication, which was purchased from a reputable pharmacy chain in Nigeria. Despite taking the medication consistently over a period of 3 days, she experienced no relief from her symptoms. Subsequently, she was given the same brand of medication purchased abroad by her husband. Within minutes of taking the foreign-sourced tablets, she experienced significant relief. This stark contrast in drug efficiency led Njoku to question the integrity of the drugs being sold within the Nigerian pharmaceutical market. She has publicly appealed to the Nigeria Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control to investigate the matter urgently. Njoku described the situation as a public health risk and called for immediate regulatory action to prevent further health complications amongst consumers. In another development, lawyer Emeka Ugwonye withdraws from May Edochie divorce case due to harassment. The withdrawal was announced via a statement released by Ugwonye's law firm, Due Process Advocates, on Facebook. According to the statement, The decision was prompted by sustained cyber harassment from members of May Edochie's fan base, known as May Nation. The lawyer revealed that his team faced ongoing verbal abuse and online attacks that exceeded even the hostility previously received from Edochie's supporters. Ugwonye stated that the environment had become too toxic to continue effective legal representation and highlighted that May Edochie's inability to influence or control her fan base contributed to the breakdown in the professional relationship. Despite the termination of services, the firm expressed continued support for May Edochie and pledged full cooperation with any successor legal team appointed to handle the case. The firm reiterated its respect for May, describing her as a victim of betrayal and non-consensual polygamy. Nigeria content creator and TikTok personality Jarvis have expressed dissatisfaction with the state of her relationship with fellow streamer Pella. In a live session with fellow creator Sandra Benede, Jarvis disclosed that she had consistently compromised her personal values and brand identity in order to support and accommodate her partner. She revealed that she engaged in actions and created content she found uncomfortable or unrepresentative of her values due to Pella's persuasion. Despite her sacrifices, Jarvis stated she has borne the brunt of public backlash and reputational damage, which Pella remains largely unaffected. Jarvis also noted that public perception portrays her as competing with Pella, further intensifying scrutiny and criticism. She expressed concerns over the gender imbalance in reputational consequences, stating that while men can easily move on from controversies, women often face lasting stigmatization. An online altercation has emerged between American rapper Nicki Minaj and R&B artist SZA. The conflict began when Minaj criticized Top Dog Entertainment executive TDE Punch on social media for alleged bullying. SZA later posted a message interpreted by Minaj as a veiled response to her earlier comments. In reaction, Minaj launched a series of personal attacks on SZA via the platform X, disparaging her appearance and musical style. Minaj further escalated the situation by questioning SZA's success and relevance in the global music industry. Despite SZA's clarification that her post was not directed at Minaj, the rapper continued her tirade, claiming superior career achievements, international recognition, and overall impact of the music industry. The incident has drawn significant attention on social media, with fans of both artists engaging in the ongoing dispute. The episode reflects recurring issues in the entertainment industry related to artist rivalries, social media influence, and fan-driven controversies. And that is it from the entertainment world. Gosgift Omone reporting for BeeTv News.
And now moving to the sporting world, where Noni Madueke heading to Arsenal, a spot opens up for Alejandro Garnacho as Chelsea plan to move for the Manchester United outcast. The 21-year-old is reportedly one of 5 players who have informed the Red Devils of their intention to depart. Let's join BeeTv News sports correspondent Freeman Osawi for details of this and more from the sporting world.
The Argentine winger has a strained relationship with manager Ruben Amorim and has already stated that his future lies away from Manchester. Garnacho representatives are actively seeking a new club for the player, and the London club reportedly recently spoke with his agent about a potential transfer. Chelsea has already boosted its attack this summer with Liam Delap, Joao Pedro, and Jamie Bino Gittens, but manager Enzo Maresca is sticking to add further reinforcements to his forward lines. According to the same source, Aston Villa are also in the race for the young talent, but the player may prefer Chelsea due to the prospect of playing in the UEFA Champions League. He has reportedly already rejected a proposal from Cristiano Ronaldo's Al Nassr, now to be managed by George Jesus. The photo, which surfaced in 2024 and ultimately went viral, showed a 20-year-old Messi betting an infant Yamal. The images captured by freelance photographer Joan Montfort for a charity event between Catalan newspaper sparked widespread fascination at the time and still does. The photo shoot took place in the away team locker room with Yamal and his mother, Sheila Ebana, alongside Messi. Despite the unusual circumstance, the encounter is now seen by many as a symbolic passing of a footballing torch The Barcelona star 18 tagged Messi as the greatest ever and recent comment made about the photo. In a stunning conclusion to last night's episode of Monday Night Raw, Roman Reigns made his surprise return to WWE. This marked his first appearances being taken out of action on the Raw after WrestleMania 41. Reigns appeared after the main event, which saw CM Punk a gauntlet match to become the #1 contender for the World Heavyweight Championship at SummerSlam. As Punk celebrated, Reigns hit the ring and targeted Bron Breakker and Bronson Reed, who are highlighted from Paul Heyman and Seth Rollins. Reigns dispatched both men with a series of Superman punches and spears, standing tall alongside his cousin Jey Uso and CM Punk to close the show. After the show, Reigns commented on social media, more receipts to come. Defending champions Jannik Sinner and Arila Sabalenka, who both topped the tennis rankings, led 10 former winners of the US Open, who were on the entry list for this year's tournament that we announced on Tuesday. The feat inside 18 past Grand Slam singles champions, the US Tennis Association said direct entry into the final major tournament of the tennis season was based on the rankings through July 14. The cutoff was at number 101 for the men and number 99 for the women. Sinner earned his fourth Grand Slam title where he beat number 2 Carlos Alcaraz's Wimbledon final. Sabalenka lost in the semifinals to Amanda Anisimova, who at number 7 is one of 4 American women ranked in the top 8. The US led all countries with 30 players comprising of 16 women and 40 men earning direct entry. And that's it on Sport News tonight. Thanks for watching. Freeman Osawi reporting for BeeTv News.
And that is the size of our news package for tonight. Many thanks for joining us on BeeTv News at 6. I remain God's Gift Omone. Have a good night.